everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ruby and today I'm going to be trying out the Arrtx acrylic markers and their graphite sketching pencils. As usual, all the materials I use in this video will be listed in the description below. And thank you so much to Arttx for reaching out and gifting me these supplies. So just a disclaimer, I don't really work with graphite pencils. If you've seen my art, you know I enjoy working with color, so I'm very excited to be working with these. My first impressions are that I'm so glad these pencils come in a box because I have other graphite pencils that come in a bag and I don't like how bulky it is. I also think these pencils are so cute. I love how colorful they are and I like how they have all the grades on the ends and the bottom, so it's easy to see which pencil you want. Also, these pencils don't come pre-sharpened, so you will have to sharpen them yourself. And here I'm just showing you again how easy it is to find what grade you're looking for and the difference between the leads of the harder pencil on the left versus the softer pencil on the right. This box comes with 14 pencils ranging from 4H to 8B, and if you have no idea what that means, basically H stands for hardness, so the harder the lead, the lighter the pencil will be, and B stands for blackness, so the softer the lead, the darker the pencil will be. There's also F, which just stands for fine, meaning that the pencil can sharpen to a finer point. The numbers are the scale of how hard versus soft the pencil will be, so 4H will be lighter than 3H and 8B will be darker than B. Generally, HB is the middle ground, so HB is pretty much like a number 2 pencil you would use at school, and whatever comes after will have a softer lead and will be darker, and whatever comes before will be much harder and lighter. However, the values will vary depending on how heavy-handed you are and what paper you use. Since the 4H pencil is the lightest pencil, I thought it would be perfect for my rough sketch. As you can see, I decided to draw a lovebird, and I think I should have chosen something with a little bit more value, but because I haven't really used these pencils before, I just wanted to get a feel for them first. Right away, I can tell these are really high quality. On the box they claim to be artist grade leads, and I can't really say for sure since this is a medium I don't really go for and I don't have enough experience with these supplies to say so. But I would definitely say these are really nice and perfect for beginners and intermediate level artists alike. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous to make this video because I know a lot of artists use graphite pencils to create more realistic works of art, and I don't really practice realism. It takes a lot of skill, and I really haven't found the want to learn and practice that skill. After making art for some time, I just realized I prefer more of an illustrative style. It's just more fun for me, and it takes away a lot of that pressure of a drawing having to be perfect in a way. But I don't know, it's a good skill to learn, so now that I have these pencils, I may have to give that a go. After this first sketch, I definitely felt more comfortable using the pencils. Although I don't love the bird, I also don't completely hate it. I try not to be too hard on myself, especially when I'm working with a medium that I'm not used to, and I remind myself that the first sketches are usually warm-up sketches anyway. So for the second sketch, I decided to actually draw something with a little bit more value. I got to use a wide range of the pencils and I just love the texture. I'm also not pressing really hard on the paper either. The darker pencils are really soft and they just feel so nice. Once again, I don't completely love this second sketch, but I definitely love it more than the bird. this page was my favorite out of all the sketches. I had so much fun on this page. I decided to draw a landscape with sheep in a field of grass and trees and mountains in the background, just to get those different values and use as many pencils as I could. Honestly, I'm so in love with this page. It inspired me to revisit and turn this sketch into another project in the future. I also want to note that I never had an issue with the lead. None of the pencil's lead broke while using them here. And I think this sketch really inspired me to use these pencils more often, so I'm excited to see what I'll create. I think the fact that they're colorful will also help me choose them more often rather than the other graphite pencils I currently have. I wanted to give it a go here with some quick realism, and I thought drawing a fruit would be super easy, and I actually love it so much. Obviously, it doesn't look super photorealistic. That will take a lot of time, but I just wanted to get those shadows in and blend the graphite. I actually don't have any blender tools because, again, I don't use these pencils, but surprisingly a Q-tip works fine. And you can see here I also used my kneaded eraser just to get those highlights in, and I really love it. I think it's so cute, and I know it's not the realest looking pair, but she's cute and I'm so happy with how it turned out. Now, time to try the acrylic marker set. So this is the 30B acrylic marker set. It comes with 30 water-based colors. They're waterproof, odorless, and non-toxic. It also comes with this sticker sheet with stickers you can put on all the markers to label them if you choose to. And this is a two-tiered box, so there's markers at the top and the bottom of the first tray. Also, these markers are only brush-tipped markers, but you don't have to press down on the nib to get the ink out. My one pet peeve was having to put all the stickers on all the markers to label them because it was a very tedious task, and the only reason I chose to do it was because the marker's color is never the same as the cap, and I know swatching colors can be really annoying to some people. Not to me personally, but if I did find that annoying, this would be even more irritating. So I do wish they would go ahead and label the markers for us. And here I am just swatching out the colors. Ignore the little mess up. I accidentally swatched the same color twice, but they really are opaque. I wanted to test it out on a black piece of paper too to see the difference, and I do notice that some of the lighter colors are a bit more streaky than others, but they still look really good, and I feel like they would be easy to build on other surfaces, and later you'll see how I build the color on paper using clear gesso. I didn't add gesso on this side of the page though because I wanted to see how the acrylic markers would react to the paper, because most acrylic markers do eat at the paper. I also decided to sketch with the Prismacolor Coal Erase pencil instead of drawing with the graphite pencils because I feel like when you're sketching with graphite, it can make the colors really muddy. So if you ever had that problem, try using one of these pencils, or even just a plain color pencil will do. Right away, you can see it does eat at the paper, but I've noticed it's a lot worse with my other acrylic markers, and I think a lot of it has to do with the nib, because this is a brush pen and it isn't as firm as my other acrylic markers. I also have to note that the marker nib is hard to control, and it's kind of hard to get those precise details, but I don't really mind that because I love the messy look, and it definitely helps with the illustrative style I aim for. In some spots, you can see where I overworked the paper, but as far as the layering of colors and everything, some colors are more opaque than others. Like this green layered on the blue, no problem, but the red and purple were really hard to see on top of the greens. Also, I had no trouble blending the colors. Initially, I went in with one color, but I wanted a little bit more depth, so I blended two colors to see how it would work, and it blended really nicely. I know most people worry about blending colors because the nib does pick up the first marker's color, but if you swipe the marker on a plain piece of paper a couple of times, you'll be able to remove it. So on this page, I went ahead and sketched off camera, and I added some clear gesso to the page to add some tooth and help build up color and layers without tearing the paper. If you've never tried doing that before, I really recommend doing so because it really does help and prevent the paper from tearing, and that goes for any acrylic marker. You can see the markers ate at the left side of the page a little bit, and you can see the same thing happened with my other acrylic markers on a different page. Right away, the colors just seem more opaque with the gesso on the page, and the markers slide more naturally, and I just love how bright and vibrant the colors are. I really do love the looseness of these markers, and this was so fun to sketch, so I definitely have to use these more and see how long they last. Thank you again to Arttx for gifting me these supplies and for the opportunity to try them out. They were so fun to use and I'm so happy with how the sketches came out. Once again, if you're interested in trying these supplies along with everything else in this video, I'll have the links to where you can get them in the description below. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know how you liked it and don't forget to give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe if you want to see my future videos. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!